Let's get it, Titans. Here we are with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. I heard that the first Phoenix Wright game was a Christmas game, and then I saw that it was released on PC and that it's on Xbox Game Pass, and I have Xbox Game Pass. So I was like, let's try it out. Let's see how much of the Christmas spirit is here. I've never played one of these games, but I am familiar kind of with like the visual novel format. I have played some visual novels before, like sparingly. But yes. See. Oh, it's got the first 3 games in the Ace Attorney series, and they've been like turned HD, I guess. They're not pixelated. Episode 1, the first Turnabout. Play the first Turnabout? Yes. Let's go. Gasp. Damn it, why me? That's the first thing I ask. I can't get caught, not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Whenever I do a murder, I'm like, why'd it have to be me? Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd. 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. I thought this took place around Christmas. Where's the Christmas? Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. That's not appropriate work attire, ma'am. You're gonna need to button up that top button. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Oh, I've seen like kind of like a summary of this. I've seen a YouTuber, Legal Eagle. I saw him react to like the first episode of the live action drama adaptation of this. And I think this is what that first episode is based on. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, ooh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Has nothing to do with the case. He's always saying that. Like, ever since we were younger, he's always been talking about how he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. Ew. Look at butts in his goatee. I think goatees are so nasty. It skeeves me out whenever I see someone with a goatee. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. A male and female lion escaped the Indianapolis Zoo. Ooh. They're going to elope. They're gonna go to Las Vegas and have a little Elvis wedding. They're gonna see the sphere. MGM used to have like lions that you could see when you went into lobby, but then they got rid of the lions like a decade or two ago. No, not 2 decades ago. It's like a decade or a little bit more than a decade ago. I wish they hadn't got rid of that lion. I want to see it. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. But I'm finished. I can't live in the world without her. I can't. Okay, so this guy is Larry Butts? I'm assuming? I thought Butts was just his first name, like in Final Fantasy V. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Wait, why does he call us Nick? I thought our whole name was Phoenix Wright. What is this Nick? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in their apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Maybe it's the goatee. Maybe it's the goatee. Maybe he's like, you know, he's got some crumbs, some bacteria going on in that little flavor saver. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart, and that I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 AM. District Court, Courtroom number 2. But why does he call us Nick? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright? This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. I don't think it's a good idea to be like, hey, I'm nervous when you're trying to defend someone in court. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Ah, Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Oh my god. I don't think it's very promising that the judge is like, hey, do you remember the name of your client? Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report, cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait, uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. How did Phoenix pass the bar? I don't know. Maybe he pulled some strings. I just forgot, temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the tab to check it out anytime, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Attorney's badge. No one would believe I was an defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death, blah blah blah, July 31st, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Ah, I see. Oh, we can also see the profiles of the characters we have. Mia Fey, age 27, and she's already chief attorney? Wow. I feel like she's definitely like a nepo baby or something. How did she get up so high so early in her career? My boss and a very good defense attorney. Larry Butts, age 23, the defendant in this case, a likable guy who has been my friend since grade school. Cindy Stone, age 22, the victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. That is quite a haircut she's got going on. It's something. Winston Payne, age 52, the prosecutor for this case, lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. Mr. Wright, who's the victim in this case? Cindy Stone. Cinderblock is is a pretty close name to Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. It's like we're playing Dora the Explorer, and they're like, can you see where... I don't know, can you see where the cow is? And then you're like, the cow's behind the meat cleaver. Something like that, I don't know. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor? As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object, which he explained to the court. Just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue, the Thinka. It was found lying on the floor, next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Statue. A statue in the shape of the Thinka. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the tab to check the court records frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. Prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help you on your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything fortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. I know there's like a bird somewhere in the Ace Attorney series. I wonder if there are lions too. I know at some point you call a bird to the stand. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet didn't really like spend that much time together. Not really. They just kind of... They were more like having crushes on each other, and then they just like foolishly killed each other. Like, killed themselves. And then Cleopatra and Mark Antony, I don't know about that. Didn't they all die? Yeah, that's right. They all did die. I wasn't dumped, but everyone dies. Phoenix, to be fair, every couple dies at some point. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyway? Yeah, she ghosted him. That's different. Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them before the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it. Lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport added to court record. Passport. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on July 30th, the day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but she did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Goals, honestly. I wish I had a sugar daddy. I wish I had a few. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. He took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. You know, I hear this is like not too uncommon, like for like lower tier models, is that you're basically like, I don't know, there's like a whole big like escort thing with like some models, you know? Because you really don't make that much until you get like super big. Dude, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... Sure, let's stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof, wince. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking so good. How would I feel if my streams were projected on the sphere? I mean, I'd love the exposure. Most of what's projected on the sphere is just like advertisements most of the time. So probably having something that isn't an ad would also be a welcome change to some people. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? See, wouldn't you consult with your client beforehand and then, like, you know, figure out, like, everything that he did, the whole timeline of events from his perspective, and then, like, coach him on how to answer certain questions? I wouldn't stop it. I don't think about... no. Have him answer honestly. It looks so suspicious if I stop him from answering. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah. I was there. I went. Order. Oh, Mr. Butts? Oh yeah, you guys seen that, you know, it's a big trend on, like, TikTok and, like, stuff, you know, about people shifting into other realities and universes and stuff. And then, like, you know, some people are like, yeah, you know, astral projection. it's already been proven to be real, and it's like, no, it hasn't. Astral projection, shifting, all that. It's not actually. None of that's proven to be real. Why are you guys saying it's scientifically proven? It's not. No. It's not, people not understanding that memory is bad. That's more the Mandela effect. When people shift, they're basically just like, they're either daydreaming or they're lucid dreaming or something like that, where, you know, they just like, you know, they just close their eyes and they pretend like they're in the Harry Potter universe, but, like, they're dating Draco Malfoy or something like that. And then people are just like, but it's real though. It's real. You know, the multiverse, blah blah blah. And then it's like, okay, whatever. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. He wasn't home, man, so like, I didn't see her. That how he sounds? That was like, that's like a weird high-pitched screech. Objection! Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who's your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Oh, Frank saw it? Yeah, he saw it. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony. Witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in the apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly, it was 1 p.m. The man who ran without a doubt was the defendant sitting right over there. Oh, I see. 1 p.m. That's wrong, because it says she died around 4 to 5, or something like that. Can we hit him with a... Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Wow. Wow. Remember back when people used to have landlines? Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. I thought like cordless phones just use batteries. Blackout record added to the court record. Blackout record. Electricity to Mississauga building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes. Yes, Your Honor? You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor. Alright, right? This is it, the real deal. What am I exactly supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Ah, yeah, just smush it in there. Okay. Open the court record with the tab, and then point out contradictions in the testimony. Okay, sure. Witness's account. Okay. Okay. You found the body at 1 PM. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. Autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There's no body to find at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After its testimony, I find that hard to believe. Yeah, you don't want to okay, when you are lying, you don't want to volunteer more information than you absolutely have to. Because that's more information that you have to keep track of, and that's more information that they can, like, get you on. Right? You need to play it smart, okay? If you're trying to get away with crimes. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw It. Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Mr. Wright. Wait to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do, point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. He threw one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Witness testimony, time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There's a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Ah. Oh, I can't present this now. I have to wait until cross-examination? Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Is he stupid? I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah. Irk. The defense has a point. You have an explanation for this, Mr. Saw It? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Ah, wait, I remember now. You saw it? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather... distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. Objection! He's wearing a toupee. He's lying about how much hair he has on his head. It, must have been a shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Saw It. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Testimony, hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yes, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness, gladly. Why would he say that that's the murder weapon? He could just say that it was the table clock. Like, he saw a table clock, but he didn't have to say that it was a murder weapon. What? I know that, you know, it's the first case, they're making it easy for me, but it just doesn't make sense that he's doing this. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't the clock, it was the statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, that's who I am. This is literally my job. Just answer the question, Mr. Saw It. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne, my client does not know the difference between a statue and a clock. He thinks that you can tell time based on this statue. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. Is it? The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and says time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright? It appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? You tilt his neck and it says... Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove that you were the one that killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Would I be a good prosecutor? Probably not. I'm really bad at public speaking and stuff. But I do know that, like, most of a lawyer's job is not in the court. Like, a lot of it is just paperwork. So maybe if I just had like a job where I was doing paperwork, I might be able to do that, you know. Yeah, sure. I might be able to do that if I were doing more paperwork. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Saw It. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you're so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? That's just my face, sir. This is just how I look. I have resting guilty face. Ooh, I accidentally hit the mic. Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, That is nasty. That is nasty. You know how much people sweat under those things? Ugh. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I hate you. That toupee was basically a biological weapon. He should be charged for that as well. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and should burn, give him death. I don't think that they burn people when they're executing them. It's not like they set them up at a stake and just light some twigs on the room. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, where does this take place? It takes place in Japan. I think it's in the 90s. Although, okay, this is the weird thing. I think when they localized this, instead of setting it in Japan, they set it in like America, and this is like in California or something. But originally it's Japan. I hit the mic again. Mr. Wright, Your Honor? You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think through it carefully. Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sawyer heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply examine the clock's back. What? Try sounding the clock? Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death. Ah, that dumb broad couldn't set her clock right. He could not figure out this novelty clock she got. Mr. Sawyer, tried to talk your way out of this one. Ha. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright? Seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawyer. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Brr, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. The reason is that Cindy was kind of slow herself. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Let's look at the court record. Oh, because of Paris? Maybe it's not slow, it's fast? Or rather... Oh. Well, maybe it's like, you know, it's slow but like in a different way. You know, more than 24 hours. Or something like that. Or maybe it doesn't have AM PM on it. Who knows? Maybe I can prove it. You have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say that the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course, there's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha, tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Did he get rabies? His mouth was foaming like he just got rabies. Well, order, I say. That would explain why he killed her. You know, rabies can make you very, aggressive. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness? This whole court case will be thrown out with all this contempt of court. I don't see how any of this evidence really worked to prove the claims that they were making, but, you know, I do know that people say this is like, the series like kind of satirizes the ridiculousness of the Japanese court. But even so, I feel like, you know, it's even I don't know. I feel like using the term satire, I feel like using the cover of satire can excuse a lot of like plot holes that they weren't really thinking about, like logical leaps that they just weren't thinking about. You know, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawett let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawett grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew! I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen the trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait? No. I mean bad. Bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Ah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I hate guys like this. I hate guys that are like grown. And they just like, they act like goo goo gaga babies, you know? It's not working with the whole facial hair situation, you know? What kind of baby has facial hair? I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. You believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Sob. Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Is it the clock? Take that. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed the clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence. No! Yeah, I would assume he learned the importance of evidence very early on in life, at least. If he had it, then he would maybe like learn it in school? I don't know. I don't know if this is the day that he learned the importance of evidence, but okay. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. So true. So true. People too. Yeah, like sometimes when you point a camera, you know, from below a person up at them, it looks like they have a double chin. And then when you put a camera up above them, down onto them, there's like less of a double chin. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent, and we never really know if someone has a double chin or not, just from photos. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Hey, how about dinner, Ani? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry. You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Or, yeah. Part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave to Mia." If you can get a picture of someone from one side, you can't tell the court they had two eyes because you only saw one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There are plenty of people out there that, you know, only have one eye. You know, like Dan Crenshaw. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And I promised to tell the chief about me and Larry. Would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Your cousin and your buddy Marquise both had one eye. I had a middle school teacher that only had one eye. She had a glass eye. A brand new episode has been added. Bring. Oh, we have a cell phone. Beep. Hello? This is Maya. Hey Maya, it's me. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, only. And it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. It's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you? Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I was gonna say ritual. I was gonna say ritual. like they're gonna hold some kind of sacrifice. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So, what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like a statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. I don't have any need to tell time. Your buddy Marquise had his eye poked out when his sister threw a pencil at him, and your cousin had his poked out when his brother threw a stick over a bonfire. Wow. This is why I'm glad that I'm an only child, because I don't have any siblings to poke out my eye. Actually, in the movie, We Need to Talk About Kevin, mild spoilers. He does, poke out his sister's eye. Or something. Something like that. But he does it on purpose. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now. You know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? Not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, and pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis. I expect dinner. Something good. Like, burgers. I could really go for a good burger. Okay. We'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep. I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded. September 5th. 9:27 a.m. September 5th. 8:57 p.m. Faye & Co. Law Offices. Now, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine, the papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Oh, you are not cogniferous of my background? Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Oh, my dear Miss Faye, I'm so very sorry. But I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Faye. Dang, it's been like a month, she's still wearing the same outfit. Red, white, blue. Yes, God bless America. September 5th. 9:08 p.m. Faye & Co. Law Offices. Uh-oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out to dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia! Maybe she's in their office. Smell blood, and that can't be good. I have to check and see if Mia keeps okay. If I go back, can I choose move? Yeah, move into the office, I guess. That smell. Blood. Sob. This. Someone's there. Chief? Chief? Chief. Hello, Kobus Kabi. How are you? I'm fine. Who are you? The strange girl dropped out cold and left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief, where she lay under the window. Yeah, you stumbled onto a crime scene. They're gonna have to take your testimony now. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. Her bazongas were still out. I could feel it when she held her shoulder. When I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade. Until finally, she was cold. Chief. Shouldn't we call the cops? Maybe the cops are already called. I don't know. I don't think we should be, like, conducting an investigation by ourselves, but who knows. As long as we don't, like, touch anything. Chief, it's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here. She was struck on the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murder weapon. The thinker added to the court record. The thinker, the murder weapon. Looks like a statue, but it's actually a clock made by Larry Butts. There's some glass shards near the chief's body. Yeah, twice the thinker has been a murder weapon now. Must be pieces of the glass light stand lying broken in the back of the room. Glass shards. The broken remains of a glass light stand. Broken beyond all recognition. Nothing else that seems like a clue here. Hmm? Piece of paper. It must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? A word is written in blood on this scrap of paper. Maya. Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store. Dated yesterday. Receipt. A department store receipt with letters written in blood on the back. I think that's enough snooping around for now. I better call the police. Oh, wow. So the police haven't been called. And find out what the girl was doing here. Oh, we can still examine things. It's encrusted with dry blood. How ironic that this became the murder weapon. Again. Who's here? Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. They seem to remain... Blah-blah. Okay, so I can click and drag. And then I guess when it turns yellow, that means I can observe something. There's a large building right across from the office. The Gatewater Hotel. A nice luxurious place. Ah, it's like Watergate, but flipped. You think Richard Nixon did it? The chief's chair. A simple functional design. Feels pretty good to sit in too. Well, she's dead now. You can take her chair if you want. She's probably not gonna miss it. Painful to look, but I have to for Mia's sake. Looks like she was hit in the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. What's this slide thing? Oh, okay. I can look at a different part of the room. The Fay & Company ledger book. Everything is written in the chief's ultra-neat handwriting. It's a small office, but it makes a good bit of money. Right, I better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. It looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police? Please, come quick. What's that? Someone screaming from the... Someone screaming from outside the window? Wow. She is so pink, she reminds me of like a Jigglypuff. She's just pink all over. She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. She's a character. Have you played this game, Kobe? The phone receiver's missing a few screws. I better not use it. Surprisingly, the chief was never good with machines. About all she used this PC for was email. She picked up this ancient model at some garage sale for practically nothing. You never played it, but you watched your friend play it? Ah, I see. I've never watched anyone play it. A perfectly normal office desk. The chief had a very particular policy about office decor. Spend big on the stuff that clients use, but keep your own stuff simple. All of the chief's important documents are packed in here. This is where she filed her case recordings and recent rulings. Oh, we're not gonna take note of this plant that was knocked over? Not gonna be like, eee. Maybe this plant witnessed the crime. Some people believe that plants have thoughts. I don't believe that. But some people do. That girl just now. Where'd she go? I put her right on that sofa. Uh-oh. Hope she didn't run on me. Yikes. Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? The way she's drawn is a little weird. Like her hair, it seems like it's not as detailed as like some of the other people's hair. It's okay, I work here. Maya. Maya Faye. Maya. Faye? Yeah? So Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt? I never thought there'd be use for evidence like this outside the courtroom. Kinda smart, don't spend money on new expensive kicks or a cool sports car, just spend necessary money on the things you need and spend the rest on stuff for either furthers your business or stuff that you want to have fun with. Oh, yeah. I get it. I definitely believe in like living humbly, spending within your means and stuff like that. You never know when you're gonna need that extra money. And it is good to spend money on things that the client actually uses so that the client is more impressed. No. Out of the way, girl. The reception desk. I usually sit here. You couldn't cram more legal books in here even if you wanted to. Few can gaze upon its shelves without feeling insignificant. So does he work reception? It seems like you would have like, I don't know, like a... There's like a level below lawyer, which is like some kind of legal aid or something. And I feel like they would be the one doing stuff. A small writing desk cluttered with office supplies. Sofas for clients. It's leather, a real luxury model. The door to the chief's office. It's slightly open. I better not touch the doorknob. That's right. Don't get your fingerprints everywhere. What happened? She seems to be in shock. I don't want to disturb her, but I have to know. Excuse me. Can you tell me what happened? I came in. The room was dark. And sis. Well, she was already dead. So, you're the chief's sister? I'm her younger sister. And you were here visiting this late at night? Yes. She says she wanted me to keep some evidence for her. Evidence? Yes. It was that clock. It was the thinker. Before Mia died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name! Yes, that's why I'm showing it to you. But why? Why would she write my name? Please, just calm down. What? Why would sis write my name? Uh-oh, now I've done it. Oh my god, her sirens are going off. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. You feel like Phoenix is almost akin to one of those teacher aides that come in to learn from the actual teachers and take over classes for a second to learn how to teach? I thought like as of that first chapter where he was doing that first trial, that he was like a full-fledged lawyer. The police. Sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze! Police! Oh my god, this guy is wide. His shoulders are so wide. Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe? What an odd name. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Why would he say that's an odd name when his name is Phoenix Wright? Got a person saying they saw murder. It must have been that woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay? Great. Just great. Maya, wait. She wouldn't have... Nah. Whoa. Excuse me. Eek. This word, Maya here, mean anything to you? That was his first ever trial, so you would say that him transitioning from that phase to being a lawyer? I suppose. I don't think that much time has elapsed. Like, this is September, that was August, so it's only been like about a month. That's my name. What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Killer? I'm not. Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. What? Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. You know, that guy, Larry Butts, he is a bad... I don't know, he has bad luck with women. First his girlfriend gets murdered, and then he expresses interest in another girl, she gets murdered. Seems like that guy should just, you know, commit himself to celibacy. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around, waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. September 6th, 9:07 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Wow, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. You look so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. It's up to you. I better give it to her straight. Up to you. To you? Me? Yes. I don't think this is something I should decide. Yeah, like generally you have to agree to take someone on as your lawyer. Unless that's like court appointed. But even then, I do believe you can refuse counsel. Or like say that you're going to pick another lawyer or something like that. After all, you're the one in trouble here. They're never going to believe me, are they? Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I'd done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought... It's okay, I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard? Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Yeah, if it's court appointed, I think you have to have a legitimate reason for switching lawyers because they can't just give you another, you know, another public defender or whatever, willy-nilly because like they're swamped. But you can be like, oh yeah, well actually I found a private lawyer that I want or something like that. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How'd that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. Ha, so he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear in the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Huh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get in trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia... I know. Usually I would say like lawyers have other contacts, they know other lawyers. So if she didn't feel comfortable with his lack of experience, he should be able to like refer to other lawyers that are friendly with him or something like that. Or the company. Let's see. I can examine. Smile for the camera. Phoenix. There's a lady being held here on suspicion of murder. Let's not be so cheery. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He hasn't moved an inch. A real pro, this guy. Wow. That's your pro. Must be really hard to just stand in one spot. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Yes? What's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium, in training. A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Ah. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Yes, let's see. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. I could see, like, why she didn't want a clock, because if she's a spirit medium, I don't know. Maybe the spirits can just tell her what time it is. Evidence? Yes, that clock shaped like the Thinker. The one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in the case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. You want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You're surprised they keep the guard in the room with the suspected, but it's probably the meeting room or whatever it's called? Yeah, that's probably just for security, so that she doesn't act up. You know, so she's not like going crazy. You recorded it? Yeah, I forgot how to delete those things. So, you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone? Let's hear it. Right. Oh, I just remembered, that detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Yeah, I would be surprised if she had her cell phone on her while in custody. Oh, right, of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. Maya's memo. A conversation I had with my sister is recorded on my cell phone. Maya's memo added to the court record. So you're an acolyte, medium in training. That's right. The Fae family, especially women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Including Tina Fey? Is that how she wrote Mean Girls? Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was into that stuff too? Of course. She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class too. I had no idea. Wait, what? So you're a real honest-to-goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Yes, in training. Well, can't you contact Mia's spirit then? We can just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought it would be too easy. Huh? Something the matter? I was wondering, did I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. Said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And well, I'm in trouble. You think you could go ask him to represent me? Sure. Sure, why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Hey, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry. Leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow at 10. What? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon. And visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry. I don't think trials usually happen this fast after a crime. Like, I feel like the court system is always backed up, so there's like quite a lot of time, or a reasonable amount of time between your arrest and the trial. Right, I'll be back. Grossberg? September 6th. Grossberg Law Offices. In Japanifornia, which is a fan name for this location, sadly not. In the real world, there's usually quite a long time. Japanifornia. That's... I was thinking about the location of this game. I heard that, you know, in the localization, they said it in California. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. It must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention run an office like this. I guess I'll just have to come back later. But first, let's be nosy and look at all the stuff. Like this painting of a farmer. That painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The oil paint is so thick, it's practically giving me a stuffed nose. I'm sure the price is nothing to sneeze at, either, for that matter. Expensive-looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive-looking books. Funny. They don't look like they've ever been read. How can you tell that they've never been read? Is it because they're dusty? Because they're not folded? Like, come on. You can't tell that. You can't tell that from first glance. Phoenix, you're just projecting. Just because you don't read books doesn't mean other people don't read books. A solid mahogany desk. The wood's been polished to a deep luster. A table for clients. An elegant ebony case. If I'm not mistaken, that lighter's made of solid gold. Even I can tell here, someone's got money to burn. Expensive potted plant. No idea what kind of plant it is, but it's probably the most expensive one available. What, is he a botany expert now? Is everything ebony in this place? Nah, there's ebony and mahogany. I guess we better tell Maya. Hey, what is it? Did you meet the lawyer? Sorry, I haven't seen him yet. See, I better go see if I can find this elite lawyer she's talking about. Oh. Do we think that he would appear at our office? September 6th. Bing Company Law Offices. You think he's just assuming because everything else in this room is really expensive the plant would be too? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what makes an expensive plant. I would assume like expensive plants are maybe like harder to care for, maybe? Which is not ideal in a law office, but who knows? The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues. Hey, you there. This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? No, Phoenix Wright. How could anyone mistake me for Larry? Ah, I guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. You'd say an expensive plant would just be a rare plant? Yeah, I would guess that rare plants would be harder to take care of, because like I feel like if a rare plant was easy to take care of, then be less rare because people would be like growing them more. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about plants. That's not my world. I live in the meat world, you know? I'm made of meat, not cellulose. That Butts guy, he was a killer, and you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right, and you were Detective Gumshoe. You better get on his good side. Get his name right. Gumshoe, wasn't it? Dick Gumshoe? Right, at your service. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. Ugh. I hate people that are like really hung up on their titles and they're like, actually, it's Doctor. It's Doctor Who's in Fats. And it's like, okay, calm down. Calm down. And don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. Is his name not short for Richard? Usually when someone goes by Dick, their full name is actually Richard, but maybe his parents just named him Dick. Him. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you better do it quick. Woo. He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. About Miss Faye, did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, eh? Now don't you go looking at me like that, pal. I feel like you could get disbarred for, like, falsely, like, representing yourself, like, presenting yourself as someone's lawyer, as someone's counsel. Like, I feel like if he... I know that eventually Phoenix Wright is gonna be Maya's lawyer, because, you know, he's the protagonist, we gotta do cases, we gotta be in that courtroom. But if he didn't end up being Maya's lawyer, then I feel like he could get disbarred. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Yeah, he could probably be arrested for that too. Alright, you can see the report, but that's all. That's all. Mia's autopsy report. Time of death, September 5th at 9 p.m. Cause, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. Dang, what's up with all these instantaneous deaths? Like, that's quite impressive to, you know, to take a single whack and they're dead right on the spot. About Maya. Yeah? I'm looking forward to a trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't gonna win. I feel like even if I knew that I had a really good arm, I would, like, take multiple hits to just make sure someone's dead. Like, make sure that person's not gonna come alive and be like, hey, this guy, like, hit me and took my evidence. Why do you say that? The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Edgeworth. I'm sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all. Professor Edgeworth. Ah. He's worth edging to? Is that why you call him Edgeworth? That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Wait, you do know him, don't you? Of course not. Never heard of him. Whoa, and you call yourself a lawyer, pal? About 4 years ago, this Edgeworth guy became prosecutor at the age of 20. Everyone says he's a genius. Surprised you don't know him. Of course I know him. I was just playing dumb. He's a cold, heartless machine who'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. There are rumors of back-alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. Me, personally, as Phoenix Wright, I love crime. I'm the type of lawyer that loves crime. That's why I lied to this police officer. Mia's favorite potted plant. I remember it had this bizarre name no one could ever remember. Cordyline stricta, pal. Who's that? Wait, can we talk to plants? The sky is blue and so am I. There's that hotel right across the way. An old movie poster. Apparently, this is the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days. There's a horrendous amount of legal books here. Scarier still is that Mia probably read all of these. Mia's desk, perfectly clean as always. The only thing that's missing is Mia. Yeah, where'd she go? She out to lunch? Wait, if I go to the Grossberg law offices, will he be there? No. Maya gave me something? Oh, she did. Yeah. She did give me that memo to tell me to get that cell phone. I was wondering, did you see Maya Faye's cell phone? Oh, that? I have that. Do you think you could give it back? Sure. I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Uh-oh, he's on to me. Tell him straight, tell him not so straight. Okay, if it... not so straight... I wonder if that means lie. Because... tell him straight or tell him gay. Oh yeah. If it doesn't mean lie, like, you don't want to volunteer too much information to police. Like, that's always a bad deal. You want to, like, give them as the least amount of information as possible. So let's tell him not so straight. Okay, I can't be straight with this guy. But what should I tell him? Something the matter? Oh no, that carrying strap on the cell phone? This? Says the Steel Samurai. Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. The Steel Samurai. That action hero on TV? Yeah, you see that strap is a collector's item. He was worried it might get lost if it went down to the precinct. That's what she said? Yes. Okay, pal. I wrote down all the numbers she called anyway. Here you go. Seems he didn't notice the recorded conversation. Maya's cell phone received from Detective Gumshoe. Why wouldn't Detective Gumshoe just take the strap off and give it to him? Check the court record to hear the recorded conversation. I guess I've asked all the questions I need to. You done, pal? Yes, thank you. I'll be heading out now. Oh wait, one more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Look at him puffing his chest. What's he doing that? He breathing that deep? Anyway, you better not. You guess he gave it to us because he believed he had everything important and wouldn't matter if they had it or not anymore? I guess. You know, also Detective Gumshoe doesn't seem like the brightest crayon in the box. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Come to think of it, I had completely forgotten about her. The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Oh, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you've sent her already? Her home already then? Aha, you're trying to use your lawyerly tricks on me now. She's not gonna go outside her room until the trial. So, she's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. Yeah, Miss April May. You got that right, pal. Time to, pay a visit to Miss May. Bet she has a coworker named June July. September 6th, Gatewater Hotel, room 303. Oh my god. What's with these people? First Larry Butts acting like a little baby, and now we've got April May out here giving us cat paws. Well, hello there, handsome. Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth. She actually has a coworker named February March. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. Said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Hee hee. And with yourself. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder. Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. It's so exciting, I can hardly contain myself. Whew. Let me go freshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. Honestly, I kinda get it. Like, if I witnessed the murder, there's a part of me that would be excited about that. You know, I'd be like, wow. Didn't think anything this exciting would happen in my life. There's a screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Hey! Hey, hey, hey! What are you doing? No touching. Ooh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. Wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? Thought she was gonna explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside the drawer. You think you'd tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Ooh, observe, incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. Go, better not encourage her. You know what that... You know that thing that happened the other day, the bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it. Pretty please? Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy. Could you just... Who exactly are you? Ooh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? No. Hey, I'm just doing my job here. Hehe. You know, you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life that I blushed this much. Right. Can you just tell me what it is you do? Well? No. Teehee. And you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh boy. I guess there are 2 glasses on the table. Ah, I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Ooh, what amazing powers of observation. You must be one of those famous detectives, like on television. Oh no, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Would I rate her? A 6. A 6. I'm not like a fan of how she's drawn. She looks... I don't know, there's something weird about her. You know, it's like... In this game, it feels like the characters so far, like, their designs are kinda inconsistent in a way. Like, they don't quite match up, like this one doesn't quite match up. But yeah. Hey, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you look for clues in the garbage, hmm? Miss May doesn't like nosy little lawyers. Oh boy. They tried keeping it faithful to the sprite art from the originals? Ah. can't just examine, can I? What's inside, I wonder? Cough, cough. Maybe later. The flowers are fake, as expected. I know sunflowers and tulips, but that's about the extent of my floral knowledge. Ah, a still scene painting. Wait, should that be still life? Whatever. One of these is hanging on the wall. A bottle and 2 glasses are on the table. Someone must be staying with her. The late summer sunlight streams through the window. It's not necessarily that someone's staying with her, because, you know, something that I've done is like, sometimes you get a glass, and then you drink from it, but then you don't put it away. And then the next day, when you need a clean glass, you get one, and then, you know, you're just chilling with 2 glasses. That's happened to me before. Maybe she's just lazy. There's the Fay and Company Law Offices building, of course. You can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize the face from this distance, though. This game first came out in 2011? Does it take place in 2011 as well? Honestly. Oh, 2001. Does this game take place in 2001 as well? A simple bed. It's been recently made, nothing eye-catching here. I think I'm like older than everyone here except for that one lawyer. Yeah, I'm older than Dick Gumshoe as well. Wow. Wow. Dang, I certainly am not a detective. At my big age. It takes place during the year 2001. We're like getting very close to 9/11. We don't really have anything to show her, do we? Seems like Mr. Grossberg is out. Well, maybe I should just wait here for him to come back. Ahem. That wasn't the most overtop clearing of the throat I ever heard. Aha, so you're the one they say have been looking for me. It was set in the future? Yes, that's me. I wonder if I'm older than this guy too. He looks even grander than I imagined. That badge on your collar? Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please, proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one could get in touch with you? Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually it's about Maya Fey. Ah, yes. Maya Fey, go on. Why the strange reaction? Ah-cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. Objection! You just said that you weren't busy. Wait a second. The year was never explicitly said in any of these games until one of the newer games, but there were rough references to difference in time between the games, so they just worked backwards from there, it seems. Oh. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Burke? Ahem. Anyway. I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry. End discussion. What's going on? You refused me before I even got the chance to talk to... ask him. I know there's like a crossover, I think, with like Professor Layton and like Sherlock Holmes or something like that. And Sherlock Holmes definitely would be living in, you know, the past, I feel. What do I tell Maya? Let's look up how old this guy is. I want to see. I'm curious. Age 64. Okay, thank God. Thank God that's not how they expect me to look at my age. Okay, nothing new to examine. There's Sherlock in the Grey Ace Attorney Chronicles named Herlock Sholmes. How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me why you won't take the case. Well, you see, it's just, I'm busy, you see. But the client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She would know her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look somewhere else. Rumble. I think not. Huh? Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly sorry. I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Ah. So those games are set 100 plus years in the past. Okay. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave? Now? I have nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? How did you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see? Mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion, never looked back, that one. That's quite a painting. Aha, you noticed. My pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it. Not even to you. I wasn't interested. Not for sale. I'm not buying, jeez. September 6th. 3:42 p.m. Detention Center Visitor's Room. Hiya. Oh, you're back. Thanks for the follow. It's getting late for you? Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, see, just be honest. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones. What really happened? See, she's not gonna believe that that guy lost all that weight. You should have said that he's really unhealthy and then been like, he's like... He had a heart attack when I saw him or something like that. Or, you know... Or his doctor said he should avoid high-stress cases or something like that. You don't mean he refused to help? Erp. I see. I've been abandoned then. Like, this is the days before, like, Ozempic. Would it make you feel better if I had this cell phone? Oh, I can check this cell phone. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want to... Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we have read all this from the very beginning of the chapter. How about this? Hey, I got your cell phone back. Oh, say, can I listen to my sister's voice? Maya's eyes closed. She listened to every word with such intensity. Before long, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Thank you. But this... Sorry, I've never seen that before. Okay, so she doesn't care about that. You care about this? This was lying next to the chief's body. Saw that too. They said they thought these were pieces of a broken light stand. Yeah, that seems about right. Though I never heard of a glass light stand before this. Glass light stand. Is that so unusual? You know, I'm not in touch with the furniture world. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry, I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. That's the thinker clock that Larry made. And practically qualifies as a serial murderer by now. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9 o'clock. The lights were off, and I could smell blood. Then I found her, my sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young. I don't know where my mother is. Don't know. So she could still be alive? The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There's a man, and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined? After that, she disappeared. Yeah, she got cancelled. She's a victim of cancel culture. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer and left the mountain. So, you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent or I would lose my powers. I feel bad for her, all by herself up on that mountain. Your mother's enemy. So who is this man who ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads, and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. Wow, so what happened? Case was solved, we thought. You thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. Police consultation with my medium had all been carried out in secret, of course. But a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. Oh, she was a victim of cancel culture, kind of. My mother became the laughingstock of the nation. I see. White. Excuse me? White? That was his name. My sister told me. White? Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Should I just leave her and go home? Might as well defend her. Probably no real choice. I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not. Why? Why? Well... I can't abandon you. No one is as sad as a person without any friends. I know. I've been there a long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for people who have no one on their side. Maya. I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Sniff. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. Right, thank you. Whew. She smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes. And I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? The deal. So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It looks like a screwdriver. Maybe also there's gonna be like Tommy Pickles' diaper, because he always kept that screwdriver in it. It was when I tried to look into a drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. By the way, that can't be very safe to, you know, be walking around with a screwdriver in your diaper. That stuff can like cut or, you know, stab you. But do I want to go to Gatewater Hotel again? Oh, it's a bellboy. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are? Ah, I beg your pardon, sir. I wonder if he's not really a bellboy. I wonder if he's actually a guest. I'm the bellboy of this establishment. At your service, sir. Oh, right. I've just come up to deliver room service, sir. Do you know where Miss May might be? Ah, I believe our guest Miss May is currently using their, facilities? If you no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please, stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. Stay as long as you like and enjoy someone else's hotel room? Wait, no, hey! Why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to snoop around a bit. Ah, I almost forgot. Yeah, you came back quick. Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there's a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Court phoned. Oh right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Court? Where have I heard that name? White. That was his name, my sister told me. White was the name of the guy who ruined Mia and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? There's a screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? Wiretap? What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? Wiretap, found in Miss May's hotel room. There's definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Yeah, Miss May? More like dismay. Because that's what she's causing. Dismay. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind it all. I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial. That's for sure. For Maya's sake. I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy? Still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangling with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. To be continued. Let's save our progress. Woo! September 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll get me... or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker, found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Witness testimony. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may now begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh! Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in the witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. As soon as the phone call came in, he rushed to the scene. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey pal, don't play dumb, you know who. Call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel. Right across this crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much though. Right, please continue. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah, if I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Ugh. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There's something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Witness testimony. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show that it was the blood of the victims. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Doesn't seem very hard to me. Seems kind of flaccid. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence for the first time? Ah, I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about you, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Did we not already pick that up before he got there? Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Oh, then who did write it, smarty pants? What? Who? The killer? The killer. Anyone can see that. Oh, you're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Ah, Huh. I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. This man's hands look huge. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. I'll open my mouth if I want to. Yeah, pal. Arrgh. Well, detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show it was the blood was the victim's. Why was it on her finger? Also, there's blood found on the victim's finger. But she had single blunt force trauma to the head, right? Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You said that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who could've? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who could not have written it. This is a report from your apartment, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon. But when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Ooh, should I be honest? Well, Detective Gumshoe is right there, so he's gonna know. You know, he's the one we got it from. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being? That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday, at my request. Death was almost immediate due to blow from a blunt object. But there's a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. Yes, if there was a single hit, I would find it hard to believe that they died right on the spot. That's something you'd expect from like a gunshot or something. Something that's really gonna pierce there. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You sham, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Just Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright. Say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. See, in a normal American trial, they would present all their evidence to the court previous to the actual court trial. And so, you know, people would be able to just kind of look at and consider the evidence prior. Not like post something surprise on the spot like they do in a lot of media. Autopsy report updated in the court record. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Okay. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests that the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April, take the stand. See, something that they do that really trips me out is that they like break the 180 rule, which is like when you're making these like transitions, you generally want to keep like your characters and stuff relative to each other on the same sides. So when we're looking at a close-up of those two lawyers, Wright is on like the left side and Edgeworth is on the right side. But then when they show the whole court, you know, they flip the camera and the perspective is such that Wright is on the right side and Edgeworth is on the left side. And that is kind of disorienting to me. Exactly what part of her is innocent? See, like, he's facing right here. When it would be more harmonious, the whole thing, if you're facing left. Like, maybe they don't want to show the judge in these shots, but I don't know. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Oh my god. She jiggled. That's not like a core outfit. People like stress a lot of times that like you want to like dress kind of formally, kind of nicely in court so that people are more likely to take you seriously and be on your side. And I know that, you know, how you dress really doesn't really have anything to do with whether you're honest or whether you're trustworthy or not, but that's the kind of judgment people make. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the court. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Ah, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. He's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th, when the murder occurred? Gee, I was, like, in my hotel room? Teehee. I checked in right after lunch, and this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Company law offices? That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Witness testimony. Witness's account. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know? And then, ooh! I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it well. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know? What's in the autopsy? Let's check this. It was 9 at night. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. When attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. She dodged to one side and ran away. That girl, she caught up to her and hit her. Can I present the floor plan? See. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think over the facts before making accusations. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. He dodged? Dodged what? Well, the attack. Please continue your testimony. But that girl, she caught up to her, and she hit her. Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know... I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Go for it. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely, you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Ooh. That's not really, like, so strong. Because, like, sometimes people just look out windows. They're just like, I like to take in the scenery. Even though the scenery is just a law office. across the way. Ooh. Mr. Wright, I would not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. The poor girl. Order, Mr. Wright. You have been warned. Poor girl, what about poor me? Looked out the window, what did you see next? Tall woman with long hair being attacked. The woman with long hair. That was Mia Fey? Slender, sort of. Well, some might people say pretty, if that's your thing. I mean, some people might say pretty. Your thing. And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. How do you know she was defendant? Huh? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There's only one person at the scene of the crime, a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. She was like super short. Then maybe she didn't see her. Well, maybe she couldn't see there. Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what's the meaning of this? Someone tell me. Because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. That's real weak. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except for her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. So did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Okay. I mean... That's not a strong argument. People notice different things about other people. And people may choose to... you know, describe people differently. Rawr! What are you trying to say? You mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, that statue-y clock, the thinker, I think? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? How does she know it's a clock? I see. I only wish it had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. They ran off to the right. What if I present these floor plans? Your Honor, that statement contradicts the evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops! That didn't go over so well. How did she know it was a clock? A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think? Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You said that this statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that by just looking at it. Erp? Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Ooh, The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will now withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew! That was close. You stopped me there. The trial will be over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you just answer my question. How'd you know it was a clock? What? That's... because... I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Faye and Company. No! Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices of Faye and Company is where the murder took place. It's very close to the hotel. You could have easily heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... it couldn't have rung. She took the clockwork out of it. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. Because it's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly... Just take a look. Hey, Ferio. Right now. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. Quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Just like Jim Carrey. Fat? Well, Miss May? Tisk. Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. We're all dying, Ferio. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there's no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. But what? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... the cell phone conversation. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? Rumble. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluations. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? Not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 AM. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was it again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. The witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. Made by Larry Butt. Yeah. It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh. Excuse is not on sale today? Oh, yeah. Whoa. What's happening? What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should not... and she should die for it. Die. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Silly me. Grunt. Did I, like, lose it? I guess I did. Teehee. Wink. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. This April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because... you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She had heard. I don't think this is admissible because he got this wiretap thing from entering her room without her permission and just like stealing it. That's correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me the evidence proving that the witness had heard the weapon was a clock. Have a look at this. Ooh, that? I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Ooh. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Yeah. God forbid a woman has hobbies, maybe she just likes to wiretap random people. Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone the weapon was a clock is... She does say it, right? Oh, yeah. Oops. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. And that's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? I... Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? Defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. Everyone says lawyer like it's a slur. It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tappin' irrelevant? Gah, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you're tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove that you had nothing to do with this murder even though you tapped her phone? I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking that I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and will. You can't be serious, no way. Way, I say, way. And I assure you that I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay. The killing happened around 9 at night? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know? Like normal coffee, but cold? You don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. I never accused her of that, but it's pretending like I did. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime, with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this, unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Let's see, let's look at my items. Here's autopsy report, phone, glass shards, sure. I've tried presenting the floor plans before. Sure, let's call the bellboy. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunk in quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That's my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Sure. Let's accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool, you fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. He's still carrying his little tray of um, tea and biscuits. Also, the tea is like pouring itself? Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Witness testimony, Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I received the call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to her guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready, I hope. I can't prove Miss May was involved in the murder now. Mine will be finished. Okay. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. We know that he was coming at 9. They already accept that she's like wiretapping. Okay. Okay, she said she looked out the window at 9 and she saw like this murder stuff happening. That doesn't necessarily contradict right now. Let's press on. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9, the time of the murder. Brought it to her at precisely the requested time. Are you sure is Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her at the in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And I saw them. And I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? 9 on the dot. That's the time of the murder. Do I present that... this murder stuff happened? 9? Somehow? That she heard. Precisely, exactly, most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that I be brought then. Oh, bellboy? Teehee. I'd like iced coffee, exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. I'll be so particular about the time. Okay, so they want me to talk about this murder. Is it because that they know this thing? Your Honor, that statement contradicts... No. Oops, that didn't go so well. What about this? Your Honor, that statement contradicts... Oh no. You so sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought it the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with, an embrasser, sir. Embrasser? Is that French for embrace? French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. But why would she have done that? I believe, perhaps, she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment that I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. No good, there's nothing there. Is that it? This, finally, you understand. This boy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. What I wanted to ask is like... You know... Did he not see the murder since he was there? At 9? Wait, please wait. Yes, does the defense have anything to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay, this is really it now. This is my last chance. What to ask about? Heck in. Why would I ask about bed making? Room service? Tell me again about the, room service. Again, sir? At exactly 9, I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee is 2. Iced coffee is for 2, you know. And we don't skimp on the ice, sir. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Oof! You fool! I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... The man with Miss May? Wouldn't it have been the man with Miss May? The man who checked in with Miss May. Oof! Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The boy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My. What a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Oof. Upstart, amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all for today at the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. September 7th. 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Uh-oh, I was just doing my job, you know? Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, sent shivers up my spine. You say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess, she's learning her charms won't work on everyone. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. You think he was the one who... Maybe so. This. Don't worry about it. I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. May testimony added to court record. May testimony. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right. But she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will be me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. With that, I think that's enough. Phoenix Wright, for now, I think it's like, I think the writing is sort of, at least sort of the localization. I think it's sort of clever in ways. Like, I mean, they definitely are making jokes, and the jokes are not out of place, I would say. You know, I feel like there's wordplay in the Japanese that they're trying to make work with equivalent wordplay in English, like hairy butts and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I'll definitely keep playing it.